welcome back to The Price of Business. I am your host, Kevin Price, talking to you about you and your business. No subtle messaging there on our topic being the Democrat debate. That wasn't subtle. That was a blatant.
I was going for subtle. What do you mean?
Oh, no, that's pretty blatant. That's
No,
the
I'm
Democrats.
kidding.
Go on, take the money and run. I love that song, by the way.
Yep.
And
What's not to love?
Sigmund Kramer joining me, producer here on the Price of Business, and neither of us, by the way, saw the debate.
No, I really wanted to, and I forgot to set my DVR, and I had other things going on that night, and I just didn't get a chance to watch it, so I've been kind of reading up on it afterwards, and it's kind of hilarious.
I do, I get asked to do a lot of interviews following the Republican debates on programs all over the country, and so I feel obliged to watch that, but I don't feel obliged to watch the Democrat one. No one really asked for my comments on that because it's pretty obvious where I'm going to come on that. But I have done some post debate reading, and what we learned is, first of all, the audience was really stacked for Hillary Clinton. I mean, she could sneeze and the entire crowd would have yelled, "Bless you." You know, I mean, it was so obvious, and she stacked that room. That's the first thing I gathered from both the sound bites and just what others were implying. Second of all, if Joe Biden thought that he could jump in because she's floundering, he's not going to conclude she's floundering after this debate. She handled it really well. Her major contender, Bernie, agrees with her that the emails are now no big deal. No one wants to hear about it.
He did. He totally ran cover for her by saying, I'm so sick of seeing about your emails.
Yeah, yeah, and it's
he was really, and she laughed. The
American people are tired. Yeah, her Wicked
cackled.
Witch of the West laugh is what I call that.
Right.
And American people are tired of him. I'm not. I want to know more about how much she made America vulnerable. I want to know how much more she exposed us. I want to know where she's going to go to prison, and when she begins her season on Orange is the New Black. That's what my future is for her. Now again.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
And again,
young men.
She's not guilty until proven so, but I'm telling you, her behavior is everything that of a person who's guilty.
Yeah.
And she's already admitted, by mistake, nefariousness. She's already admitted to that much. And,
right. So who are you seeing that said that Hillary Clinton won the debate?
Everyone.
Not Google Analytics.
What does Google Analytics say?
By Google Analytics, Bernie Sanders won, and I'll explain why. Because
they were in Bernie Sanders' headquarters monitoring how the crowd was
according to the Google Trends homepage, minutes after the debate ended, Sanders' searches on Google took a high spike after 11 p.m. Eastern. Although many of the debate-centered searches on Google revealed some America's preference for other information, how old is Anderson Cooper? And how much is Anderson Cooper worth? Were the top two regarding the moderator. Sanders was the most searched candidate.
And all the gay guys wanted to know if he was available, by the way.
Sanders? No, you mean Cooper.
Oh,
yeah,
Cooper,
no.
sorry, yeah.
So on the post-debate special...
Sanders is poor, by the way, by U.S.
He
Senate.
is very poor.
Yeah, by U.S. Senate.
And he better be. I mean, he's a socialist, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, of course, a candidate's success in this department hardly means overall debate success, and Sanders has a way to go if he hopes to knock Hillary Clinton from the top spot. But a surge in pro-Sanders searches is likely due to a large percentage of the American electorate unfamiliar with the self-described democratic socialist. Notably, Sanders got a rousing cheer from the crowd when he opined about an exhausted topic. We're sick and tired about your damn emails.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, yeah, and that wasn't really for Sanders, though. In my opinion, that helped Hillary, obviously.
Right. But my point is here with Google Analytics, America meet Bernie Sanders. Well, and so a lot of people wanted to know more about Bernie. So in that regard, he won that debate.
Yeah, by the way, I'd love to hear from you, the listener, info@usabusinessradio.com. Let us know what you think. We'll talk about it up here in a couple of segments, future segments, but not today, but in future segments. Hillary Clinton dominates first Democratic debate, says the Wall Street Journal. Donald Trump on Democratic debate. Hillary did her job. Sanders let her off the hook.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, really, honestly, I was just joking. I was just making a joke about the Google Analytics thing, but obviously Hillary was not pilloried.
Hillary,
and the real loser was Martin O'Malley because he made no headway with the American public. He was thinking that because he wasn't getting any media attention that he'd have to do really well in the debate.
Either.
Well, the only thing he did was say that all lives matter, and he got pilloried.
Yeah, and then he backtracked on that.
Of course he did. but did you see? I thought this was very telling.
Okay, wait a minute. Not all lives matter.
I thought this was very telling that when asked that question by Anderson Cooper, all of Black Lives Matter, right? That Bernie Sanders said, yes, and there was a rousing applause. And then Martin O'Malley said, look, yes, Black Lives Matter. All lives matter, because he was the one who got in trouble for it. Then when Hillary had her chance, boy, she politicized the poop out of that. Mm-hmm. And she just made it typical political pablum, she didn't really answer the question. And it just so perfectly encapsulated her as a person, versus Bernie Sanders, who's not afraid to say what he thinks he needs to say, he's going to say it.
Whatever's on the top of his head will come out of his mouth.
Right.
Yeah, it's a pretty interesting launch pad there. Slate, which is about as nasty as a rag, is out there.
Yeah.
And they may have summed it up.
Salon, too, but yeah.
Yeah, Slate's worse than Salon. Salon's kind of a Slate wannabe, I think. But it may have summarized it best when it said the CNN Democratic debate in 90 seconds. And it's really less than that. The subheadline, more socialism, less Trump. All of them agree that there needs to be more socialism. On that stand, I guess Jim Webb is the most conservative of that group.
Right. And he got nowhere.
He got absolutely nowhere.
And Lincoln Chafee.
Yeah. But, in a way, Webb is almost like a Republican of 20 years ago.
He was a hawkish Democrat.
Yeah, he was.
But can I just say...
Secretary of Navy at one point, right?
Yeah, so he was in that side of things.
Chaffee's just hilarious to look at, man.
The things that you will take away from this first Democratic debate is that socialism is alive and well in the Democratic Party, right?
Yep.
And they're moving more to the left than ever. We have a candidate who's doing very well who hates capitalism and is an avowed socialist. So if the American people decide to vote Bernie Sanders into office, we know exactly which way they want the American economy and government to go, to the left, to socialism. Mm-hmm. And so this is a very stark contrast to the capitalism of Donald Trump, the free market capitalism. Perceived. And the Republican Party. And so in that regard, it's going to be, for once, we're going to have a really, really strong divide between the two parties. It will be very obvious that you've got either pro-socialism or pro-capitalism coming out of the next election.
Well, folks, that's the spin of Sigmund Kramer and Kevin Price, neither of who actually watched the debate. But we did, see what other people were saying about the debate. They say it was much more civil, way more policy wonkish. Martin O'Malley, he's an interesting guy.
As the Republican debate should have been, had Fox and CNN not screwed the GOP over.
Yeah, obviously you see the agenda with the media, including Fox, who's trying to legitimize itself by acting like CNN.
Right.
So clearly you see what's going on there.
But what about Martin
O'Malley? He's an interesting guy because he is charismatic. He's attractive. And he comes across as a reasonable kind of character. 20 years ago, he would have been like the ideal Democratic candidate. Now he can't do anything to gather attraction.
Notice he's the Mitt Romney of the Democrats.
He kind of is, isn't he?
Yeah. So, he's had the executive positions. He's had, he's got the charisma. Or if
of course,
you
he's
want to
way more liberal than Romney was
together.
Conservative, though.
Well,
way
sure,
more.
but my point is, you've got the good-looking guy who's very charismatic and very well put together, and he's been in an executive role, so he's not just some schlub off the street. But look, they don't go anywhere.
They don't go anywhere anymore. Those used to be, the gold standard of credentials, and not anymore.
No.
All right, when we come back, much more for you. I do want to remind you, best content here shows up over there at usdatareview.com. And you're listening to The Price of Business.